Okay, guys, we are live. We are live. Just waiting for the FA Cup fifth round draw. I've not been doing this for a while. Big up.
Okay, guys,
Oh,
we are
sorry.
live.
I've
We are
got my thing
live.
in the
Just waiting
background.
for the FA Cup fifth round draw. I've not been doing this for a while.
Gonna get rid of that. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, just waiting for the draw. And hopefully Manchester United get a good one. Hopefully we do, because my goodness. So draw, I think, is from, I don't know what's going on with my TV today. Strange, really strange. Anyway, yeah. If you need to chime to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio, follow us on Twitter, United X, etc. The draw will take place or start to take place anyway. 10 past, so we should be. Draw will take place. We should be going starting soon, hopefully. So obviously no spoilers in the chat, but yeah, let's see what happens. The reality is that United, this is one of the few trophies United can win, and given what happened in the last round, obviously, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, all out of the competition. So really, the only if we're talking about big teams are City, although Newcastle and Villa are there, and I think that they also have a chance as well. To be honest, I'm of the opinion that if we can avoid Newcastle, I think we might be able to win it, because I fancy our chances against Villa and against City. But if we can avoid Villa and Brighton, then I think we'll be okay. That's what I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, fingers crossed. Let's go. Richard Hawkins, yeah, along with the Europa League. Yeah, exactly. It's a must. It's a must. It's a must. The Europa League, at least if we win, we obviously get Champions League. And I'd argue our chances in the Europa League are higher than even this, because when you look at the teams, even though most of the big teams have now left the cup, the reality is that given how bad United have been, I don't give us much hope against a lot of the teams that are left, and that includes Villa, that includes Brighton, that includes Brighton, Newcastle mostly, to be honest. But some other teams we can trip up because of how bad we played. I mean, you saw how we struggled against Leicester, and that's supposedly the worst team in the Premier League, Whereas in the Europa League, really, considering that we're third, and considering the teams that we played, I'd argue that it's probably only Athletic Club, Spurs, who I think will do a Spurs and get themselves knocked out, and Lazio we need to be concerned about. And we're not really going to face, I think, with the way the draw works, Athletic or Lazio club till, I would imagine, the semi-finals, I think. So yeah. But yeah, let's hope for a good draw, because let me just look at the let's just get the I'll just quickly share while we wait. Okay, so let's just quickly just have a quick look at just reviewed the FA Cup. Fixtures here. Obviously, I think Doncaster are playing Crystal Palace now, so obviously that will be determined. But yeah, let's just have a quick look at the 4th round matches and who will obviously be in the draw. Let's go. Yeah, so 4th round. Also make sure everyone you drop a like. I'd appreciate it. So 4th round, obviously United play first. We scraped a scammy win against Leicester at home, and because it was VAR should have overrid that goal. Let's be frank. So United are in. City also scammed their way through away to Leyton Orient. Millwall beat Leeds, so they're through. Ipswich Town 4-1. Preston North End are through. A lot of penalty shootouts here. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, so Preston, like they should really do the FA Cup replays, man. I just as an aside, I generally think they should scrap the Carabao Cup and do FA Cup replays, man. Just more money, more revenue. They want to talk about reducing fixtures. Scrap the Carabao. So okay, yeah, so Preston through, Cardiff City through, Burnley through, who beat Southampton. Southampton are going down, unfortunately. Bournemouth through. Okay, yeah, they're a team I want to avoid. Avoid Bournemouth. Fulham through, Newcastle through, Brighton through, Wolves through, Plymouth Argyle through, Villa through, and then you've got obviously Forest, Exeter. I assume Forest will win, and then Palace will win as well. So to be honest, like this is what's weird. It's like even though supposedly the big teams are in, with the teams that are remaining, I'm worried. Like, I'm worried, because we've lost against Palace this season, we've lost against Forest this season. Villa will be challenging. We've lost against Brighton this season. We've lost against Newcastle this season. We lost against Bournemouth this season. Any 5 of those teams, with the way where they're coming, could give United. If anything, I actually want us to play City. Because if we play City, I think we might have a chance. But any of those 5 teams that I mentioned, I'm worried. So we have to either play City or one of the Championship/League One sides remaining. Because honestly, guys, with our form, I don't know what we're going to do with those guys. I don't know. What if out of Amorim goes trophyless? That's just for 10. Well, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Like I said, to be honest, I have more faith in the Europa League than I do here. Because in the Europa League, at least we've been undefeated. And there's only really 2 teams that I'd be concerned about, really. Okay, I think they're starting the draw now. Okay, let's go. I think I would prefer an away game because we do better. Exactly. I want an away game as well, not at home. Yeah, I want the replay players, especially. Exactly. They should really scrap the thingy, the Carabao for that. Okay, here's the draw now. Okay, what's going on here? Damn, they've got Arsenal. They've got ex-Arsenal players doing this, man. They've got ex-Arsenal players. Ex-Arsenal players are going to be doing this draw. That's crazy. Yeah, I've got ex-Arsenal players. I will stand behind Amorim until he has 4 windows. Then I will judge. Yeah, he needs at least one. I mean, I would argue that the January transfer window wasn't even really a transfer window. It was, the only reason we were able to get Dorgu is because we were able to offload fees for Anthony and Rashford and Malacia. That's it. But anyway, yeah, draw. Let's see. Come on, there's all the talking. That's fine, but we want the draw now. Come on. Yeah, come on. Let's go. Come on, United. Let's get a good draw, man. Come on. Come on, let's see. Come on. Come on. Come on. You know what I wish? I wish that United had the quality of player like you can see in my background. George Best, one of the best number sevens United produced. For me, him, Cantona, Ronaldo. Those are the three, top three. With honourable mentions to Beckham and Brian Robson. I've seen them live. Yes. I could only watch because I was a kid. Because Cantona. Did I see Ronaldo live? No, I don't think I saw Ronaldo live. Actually, I don't, unfortunately. But seeing George Best, I've got to interview you, Richard, because seeing George Best live must have been an absolute treat. Absolute treat. The talent in that player, man. My goodness. Oh, okay. Draw's going. Right. Okay, let's go. Right. Okay. Okay. These Arsenal fans better not. Arsenal players better not bottle it for us. Right. Okay. So first one's coming up. Okay. First one's coming up. First one. Who's first? So championship side, Preston North End, home tie. 13. And Burnley. Okay, so Preston North End versus Burnley. Okay, fine. Number 12. That's Aston Villa. Okay, Aston Villa at home. Number 16. Cardiff City. Okay, Cardiff versus Aston Villa. Okay, home tie. 15. Doncaster / Crystal Palace. Please don't bring out United. Please don't bring out United. Number 2, Millwall. Okay, interesting. Millwall, Crystal Palace, Doncaster. Interesting. Okay. They've taken out Manchester United. We've got a home game. Oh, God. We're at home. We're at home. Number 8. Fulham. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that. We've dunked on Fulham this season. Okay, I'll take United versus Fulham. Okay. Newcastle United versus number 3, Brighton. Okay, interesting. Okay, Newcastle. So that's at least one of the big kind of things to get her out. What City scam Plymouth, man? Bournemouth. Bring out City. Wow. Wolves. Bournemouth versus Wolves. City are gonna scam. Number 40, Manchester City at home. I want them to have at least Forest, man. They're gonna get Plymouth, aren't they? Of course. They've got Plymouth. City have got Plymouth. Did I call it? Chat, I called it. Exeter City or Nottingham Forest, probably Nottingham Forest versus Ipswich. City scammed. Man, they scammed the draw. A home tie to Plymouth, man. You can't tell me these draws aren't rigged. You cannot tell me they're not rigged. Wow. How much Qatari money did they pay there? Right. Okay. So let's just recap quickly. Manchester City versus Plymouth Argyle. Exeter Ipswich Town. United versus Fulham home game. Now, we could still lose, but out of all the other teams we could have played in the Premier League, Fulham at home, for me was at least ideal because, like I said, we've beaten Fulham both home and away. Scammed it, but we have. Fulham struggle to score goals. So I think that, it's still a cup tie. It's still a challenging game. I'm not saying it's an easy game, but I'm more comfortable with that than I would have been if we'd had a home tie against Brighton, against Newcastle, against Surrey. So at least we saw, obviously, Newcastle and Brighton are tied. So at least one of those teams is going to go out the next round. So that's good if we can obviously get through Fulham. City scammed this. Wow. Right, let me just see if I can just bring up these so I'll just react to both, and then we'll go round draw, and I'll see if I can just bring up a let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. Thanks everyone who was tuning in. Right. Right, let me share this. Okay, yes, the draw in full. So hopefully everyone can see that. So yeah, so I think first, obviously, one Preston North End versus Preston North End versus Burnley. Fair enough. Both championship sides. I probably give it that to probably Burnley, I think, but we'll see what happens. Villa against Cardiff. I think Villa probably, especially with the signings, Asensio, Rashford, etc. Villa are going to be interesting. Villa are going to be very interesting with this. With the January signings they made, Villa are going to definitely be very, very interesting. But yeah, Villa at home, I think, comfortable win there. Crystal Palace, likely Crystal Palace versus Millwall, although you never know. I give it to Palace. United versus Fulham. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about United versus Fulham. Baynder in goal. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're not scoring a lot of goals either, but Fulham aren't either. Although I'm always worried about Adama Traore. Adama Traore. He's always grease him up. If they start him first and he greases up, we're getting cooked. Hopefully Dogu, who was on that side, can try and pocket him, But yeah, compared to getting either a Newcastle, a Brighton, a Bournemouth, or even a City, it's out of all the Premier League teams remaining, even Wolves, to be honest, because obviously they cooked us. So, but Fulham are really the only Premier League team there where I'd be like, okay, we've beaten them twice. We've got a shot at these guys. Everyone else, even Villa, I'm scared of the Premier League team. So yeah, Newcastle, Brighton. I think Newcastle at home will get the dub. Obviously, it means that one of the, I would say, teams that can knock United out will be out with this round. Bournemouth, Wolves. I think Bournemouth at home will clinch the tie. City playing by guy. It's scammy. It's scammed. It's a scam. It's a scam. I can't really say anything less than that. It is a scam. Out of all the Premier League winning teams that are there, they still somehow managed to get Plymouth Argyle. I just think that's wild. Although after the events of the next round, I would imagine, well, the only championship team remaining potentially might be either Burnley or Preston North End. So if City get one of those two, like it's already rigged anyway, and we saw this last season. But yeah. And lastly, Exeter, Nottingham Forest versus Ipswich. Obviously, Nottingham Forest will probably be Exeter versus Ipswich. It depends, really. I think the thing with Forest and Ipswich, I think they'll win, but I think it also does depend on how seriously they're going to take the FA Cup. Are Nottingham Forest and even Bournemouth, for that matter, do they think, right, we actually want to push for Champions League, we want to push for European competition, do we really want to take the FA Cup seriously? Do we really want to take the cup seriously? So just like Liverpool, who they say they didn't take the Plymouth Argyle game seriously, you got to look at the likes of Newcastle, likes of Forest, the likes of Villa, etc. It's like, how seriously are Villa, Newcastle, Bournemouth, and Forest taking the FA Cup? I think they should take it seriously because it's a genuine chance of silverware. Because City, United are trash. However, if it means injuries and so forth, those 4 teams are pushing for a Champions League pace. And do they really want to risk injuries? Much like Liverpool, for example. Newcastle in particular are still in 3 competitions with obviously the Carabao Cup thing and so on. So it's always about balancing himself. So hopefully Plymouth can get a dub. If Plymouth can get a dub against City, we'll have a conversation. Anyway, let me just look at a couple of civil bouts. If Bienda is back fit, I would play. Yeah. For me, Bienda is the cup goalkeeper. Bienda is the cup goalkeeper. Bienda is the guy who plays Onana. For me, the season's over, so you might as well just keep Onana in nets. And Bienda plays the FA Cup and Europa League. That's it. Stick to that. I don't want to do an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer where it was, what's his name, Romero in the Europa League, and then when he got to the semi-final, they decided to switch it and put De Gea in goal for the semis and the final. For me, that was wrong. It was disrespectful. I know United fans say, "Oh, De Gea." No, that was disrespectful. And at the end of the day, we lost the final because David De Gea can't save penalties. Romero could. So for me, you don't switch it. If your cup goalkeeper is your cup goalkeeper, they stick it to the end, unless the keeper in the last event is injured. That's it. That is it. Right. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter at WE9X. Smash the notification button. United versus Fulham. Have a nice day, guys, and cheers. Peace.